Strap in, because we're kicking off the countdown of the best soundbars for dialogue and what makes every whispered line pop. From punchy midrange to crystal clear narration, these picks are all about making every spoken word pop and every scene feel closer. Today, I'm going to be going over the best soundbars for dialogue that you can get right now. All of the products mentioned are linked in the description, so check them out if you're interested in any of them. With that, let's begin. At number 5, we have the Polk MagniFi Mini AX. From Polk Audio, a company famous for voice-first soundbars, the MagniFi Mini AX packs a surprising amount of performance into a compact footprint that fits neatly on a shelf or mounts beneath a small television. The goal here is crystal clear dialogue without sacrificing overall presence, and this bar delivers just that by leveraging a wireless subwoofer that brings weight to the bass while leaving the midrange pristine for speech. System benefits from Polk's voice adjust and dialogue enhancement tools, which push spoken words forward in the mix and reduce obscurity when sound effects swell or music swells in the background. Think of it as a masterclass in keeping lip sync accuracy aligned with the on-screen lips, so the audience never has to rewind to catch a key line. Beyond dialogue, the MagniFi Mini AX offers responsive piano-like highs and a controlled low end that doesn't boom or muddy, a balance that makes quiet whispers sound intimate and important lines cut through the room with confidence. Setup is straightforward. HDMI ARC for seamless TV control, an optical input for legacy sources, and Bluetooth for quick music playback from a phone or tablet, plus a USB input for local files. On the listening seat, you notice how the soundstage stays anchored in front of the TV with a sense of width that doesn't trip over the frame, while the sub provides a satisfying thump that never dominates. The overall orchestration works well with dialogue-heavy dramas, talk shows, and streaming news programs where speech clarity is the priority. Yet you still get a sense of ambience around actors in a scene rather than a flat, mono voice. In daily use, the MagniFi Mini AX is forgiving of room placement and easy on the eyes, with a refined, modern aesthetic that complements most living rooms, paired to the BlueAnt Soundblade under-monitor soundbar, which I have included as number 4 on this list. The Polk offers deeper bass presence and more deliberate voice focus, translating to clearer conversations even when the soundtrack uses high-end sound effects that could otherwise overpower the dialogue. At number 4, we have the BlueAnt Soundblade under-monitor soundbar. This ultra-slim, desk-friendly design is tailor-made for people who want dialogue clarity without a bulky silhouette in their monitor setup. Because it sits under the screen, it reduces the tendency for cross-talk between the bar and the images on the screen, keeping the actor's words anchored to the scene without needing a separate center channel. Soundbar uses a compact driver array to deliver crisp mids and clean highs, with DSP that emphasizes speech without turning the overall mix shrill or clinical. You'll appreciate the way these voices cut through ambient noise. Watching a late-night thriller or a news program becomes easier when the syllables and consonants are delivered with precision. Connectivity is flexible. You'll find HDMI ARC for TV control, plus optical or digital inputs for sources that still use older gear, and Bluetooth for streaming music or podcasts from a phone. The result is a very practical solution for a multi-device desk setup, especially when desk real estate is limited or when you want to avoid blocking a monitor's display with a large bar. Under-monitor design also tends to minimize intrusive bass, which can be a benefit in small rooms where wall reflections complicate the bass response. The overall sound leans toward clarity and intelligibility, with a smooth tonality that keeps dialogue natural rather than artificially boosted. Paired to the Assistrust soundbar, which I have included as number 3 on this list, the BlueAnt delivers more restrained bass and a more linear vocal presence, making it a calmer option that still holds up well on voice-driven scenes while allowing other elements like cinema effects or background music to fill the space. At number 3, we have the Assistrust soundbar. This budget-friendly option demonstrates that you don't have to break the bank to get good dialogue performance, especially when you're placing the emphasis on speech rather than room-shaking bass. Inside this bar, you'll typically find a 2 to 3 driver layout tuned to preserve vocal intelligibility, with a straightforward DSP approach that keeps dialogue clean even when a movie's action grows louder. The removable form factor for this model adds a certain practicality, since you can reposition it or use it with a compact entertainment setup without feeling strapped to a fixed configuration. One standout feature is a built-in equalizer or preset that prioritizes voice clarity. Think a quick press of a button, and the bar emphasizes the center channel region so the speaker's words pop out more clearly against music or SFX. You may also find a built-in projector accessory in the bundle, which can be handy for presentations or paired media experiences, though your day-to-day listening will still revolve around clear dialogue. In terms of accessibility, this bar shines at a lower price point, offering a surprisingly musical midrange and a soft, controlled bass that won't overpower the foreground voice. It won't deliver studio-grade cinematic impact on large rooms or with blockbuster bass tracks, but it does a remarkable job at delivering readable speech across a wide listening distance. It's a practical pick for bedroom TVs, small living rooms, or offices where the priority is speech and ease of use. Compared to the ULTIMEA Poseidon M60, which I have included as number 2 on this list, the Assistrust bar trades scale and absolute slam for efficiency and direct speech reproduction, making it a compelling choice if dialogue. At number 2, we have the ULTIMEA Poseidon M60. This model leans into more robust room-filling sound, combining a larger footprint with a wireless subwoofer and an expanded driver array that aims to deliver both dialogue clarity and musicality. The Poseidon M60 typically supports surround virtualization formats like Dolby Digital and DTS Virtual X, which helps broaden the perceived soundstage without requiring a full multi-speaker setup. We'll hear a convincing center image for dialogue, while the presence of a dedicated sub extends bass low enough to anchor film moments and chase scenes without overpowering spoken words. The bar itself has multiple input options: HDMI ARC for simple TV control, optical for legacy sources, and Bluetooth for streaming, so you can route dialogue from a variety of devices with ease. You also see negotiation features such as night mode or dynamic range adjustments, which are useful when you want to watch a dramatic opera of whispers in a late-night session, yet still preserve the critical line deliveries. The overall sound is warm and dynamic, with the mids carrying the vocal presence and the highs remaining crisp enough to articulate consonants and syllables clearly. While some budget or compact bars will struggle to maintain voice clarity at higher volumes, the Poseidon M60 tends to retain intelligibility across a broad listening distance, making it well-suited for mid-sized living rooms and home theaters. Compared to the Sony HT-S60, which I have included as number 1 on this list, the ULTIMEA Poseidon M60 offers a larger sounding package with more convincing ambient cues and a more pronounced center channel effect. Albeit at number 1, we have the Sony HT-S60. This flagship among our 5-pack is designed to emphasize speech without compromising the broader soundscape that accompanies it. Sony's proven voice enhancement features, including the known S-Force front surround or similar processing, place dialogue in the foreground while using the remaining channels to create a sense of space around the actors. We'll notice a clean, articulate vocal line that remains intelligible even when explosions or music come up behind the words, thanks to careful balance and dynamic range management. The HT-S60 typically pairs with a wireless sub for deeper bass presence, yet the overall voice is kept crisp through the front firing drivers and the processing that prioritizes consonants and intonation. Practical details matter here. HDMI ARC for easy TV control, a solid set of Bluetooth streaming options, and a compact chassis that fits most media setups without dominating the room. Sony's attention to remote control usability and quick voice clarity modes means you can tailor the listening experience for late-night dramas, news programs, or family films where dialogue is essential and you don't want to miss a single line. In real-world use, the HT-S60 delivers a balanced, confident dialogue performance that holds its own against more expensive systems while still providing a satisfying overall sound, including a generous sense of space for movies and a responsive, on-screen lip sync alignment that helps keep scenes and performances coherent. Paired to the Polk MagniFi Mini AX, which I have included as number 5 on this list, the Sony offers a bigger, more immersive soundstage with a stronger emphasis on surround ambience and cinematic effects. But it can be less compact and a little pricier, while preserving the essential advantage of clear, intelligible dialogue across a wider listening area.